Want to know the future of cryptocurrency trading? So did we. And who better to ask than Howard Greenberg? He's president of the American Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Association. Welcome, Howard.
Thank you very much.
So let's talk about your theme number 3, breaking down the top 50 cryptocurrencies into categories. Why are we doing this?
Sure, because there's a very big difference between it. A lot of times people think of, blockchain and cryptocurrencies being just Bitcoin, but there's a lot of different things that the top 50 coins do, whether it be financial services, ecosystems, platforms, financial services, or currencies.
And I know you had a pretty active panel on this one. Tell us about the panelists.
Sure. We had a great group of people, give feedback on this one from all across different aspects of the blockchain and cryptocurrency spectrum, people that are active traders, people that are developing the platforms that some of this stuff's being built on.
You tease a little bit about new coins and also disruption. What are we going to learn from you today here?
What we decided and what I, really think is that, out of the top 50 right now, some of the newer projects are generating more excitement. But quite honestly, some of the existing and, sort of primary established coins are the ones that are really going to still lead us, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, EOS, or Tron. And what we're seeing is a lot of the disruptions being done on the enterprise private level, not really being done on these public blockchains. Currencies are already very well established, whether it be Bitcoin, that's worth over $115 billion right now. And then there's a lot of exciting new categories. Ripple has just announced some really exciting stuff with banks and transfers of value over borders that are really going to revolutionize banking.
So let's get into it then. Key point number 1, let's talk about disruption. I guess that's true in every category. What are we talking about today?
Sure. We established a few categories that we really think is where a lot of the disruption is going to get done. One of the big ones is in payment space. A lot of the money we spend to the banks is quite honestly just to be a middleman and a holder of trust. And that can really be done through these systems and these currencies that are already there. And then as we're seeing, quicker transactions per second come with EOS and some of these newer platforms, we're seeing micropayments that will get done, whether it's buying a cup of coffee. Starbucks is working on a program with the founders of the New York Stock Exchange, ICE, on a micropayment program and for the U.S. that will be very exciting. And then we're also seeing that things like social networking will change. Who owns your data, who has the rights to your data, and how that's done. Steemit is doing a great job with that already. And basically for liking or, sharing someone else's information, you actually give them coins that are actually have, value instead of just a regular like or love.
It's great. So in key point number 2, we have to ask, are there too many categories, too many players? Too many products?
Yeah, well, it wasn't that there's too many categories. We have found, we really found there's really one area that's very oversaturated, and that's actually in the platform level where people are trying to be a blockchain for other apps, decentralized apps and so forth. And, right now, basically, there's 39 in the top 50 to 60, depending on the day. And out of those, we quite honestly, as you see, James thinks only 3 to 4 will survive. I think you'll see 10 or 15 of those survive, not merely, that negative as his look. But quite honestly, they can, really start to scale and figure out some of the inherent issues with what they have, they'll get passed by the new generations.
And what do you see as the inherent issues here?
Inherent issues definitely with privacy coins. The government is not going to like those very much. It's very important that we take care of know your customer and anti-money laundering laws here in the U.S. In fact, the U.S. SEC just shut down one of the bigger exchanges in Europe, or actually in Asia, for not doing the proper procedures with that. So, governments are definitely going to be looking at transactions and be able to have some transparency there. And then another issue is that a lot of these are just unitaskers. These coins are developed for these tokens for just one purpose. And I really think especially that you're going to see that go with the wayside, and coins will be used across different platforms, especially with the advent of atomic and lightning swaps that will allow things to go in between blockchains.
And getting into key point number 4, are there categories that are currently underrepresented that people should be thinking about?
Absolutely. One of the ones that was pointed out by Krisha was the healthcare field. It's very difficult to get your medical records. You need to do that in person 95% of the time, or you run into all kinds of issues. And they're fragmented across different types of systems, enterprise systems that don't necessarily speak to each other. And they take up a lot of data space because, quite honestly, x-rays and things like that are very data rich. They have a lot of memory take up. So that's definitely a spot where we see room for some new ones. I also think that, we're starting to see the advent of decentralized micropayments through companies like Ripple. I think that you'll see more of that where cross-border payments can get done and cleared using either a stable coin or a less volatile coin.
And of the three experts that were most active, tell us a little bit about them.
Sure. James, who is very active on the panel every week, did a nice job bringing out a lot of different aspects of where he felt there was some overpopulation. He really broke down almost every coin and went through their inherent advantages and disadvantages. Ashik did a nice job of really bringing to mind micropayments and what that's going to have to do, over the future. And Daryl had a lot of great statements in regards to what is next. What are we going to see next in the next generation of platforms? So all three had a lot of great things to add.
This was theme number 3 in a series, so I definitely recommend people go back and check out the earlier themes. But let's look forward, Howard. What can we expect from theme number 4?
Absolutely. Theme number 4 has got a lot of controversy between the panelists. We're looking at whether technical analysis is actually relevant to cryptocurrencies. A lot of people that trade daily on our panel definitely use what they call TA, whether it be RSI or other components. And other people think that this is only on an evolution that can only be done looking at sort of, do you like the idea of the project? Do you like the people behind it and the technology? And that it's too early and it's too hard to use technical analysis. So it's been very interesting so far.
Yeah, I look forward to hearing that. That's going to be fantastic. Thank you. Howard Greenberg. He is president of the American Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Association, and he is the facilitator for our board on the future of cryptocurrency trading. Thanks again, Howard.
You're welcome.